Good evening. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. To have you here. Good evening. All right. Got another new topic for tonight. Charles, is that you? Haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. Welcome back. A topic that we can all relate to, yes? Any vacations coming up? Any summer trips? Or spring break trips? You wish? Yeah. You work like my brother, 24/7. Camping. Oh, I love camping. I love camping. Nice. So welcome. Where do you go camping? Where do you go camping? No signal. Yeah, well, that's one way to do it. That's one way to do it. Uh-huh. Yep, I've had to use that. All right, so welcome everyone. Naughty Dog. Canine. A lot of canine followers tonight. So welcome everyone. My name is Mike Gelman, and I'm the author of Pipe Dreams, this book here, Pipe Dreams, 7 Pipelines of Career Success. It's available on Amazon. Feel free to check it out if you'd like. Pipe Dreams, 7 Pipelines of Career Success. And I do these scopes on all kinds of career topics. And if you want to know more about me, you can go to mikegelman.com, mikegelman.com. You can also go to my Facebook author page, which I have all the replays of these scopes, at facebook.com/7 pipelines, the number 7 pipelines. It's also in my Periscope profile. Thanks for the hearts. And yeah, if you like what you're hearing or something resonates with you, remember I'm trying to get 100,000 hearts. I guess I haven't really been encouraging people. I just forget. I just do these for doing the scopes and helping people. I forget about the hearts, but that can help more people. Lets them know this is a legitimate one. I was perusing some of the other Periscopes, and there's a lot of really off-the-cuff Periscopes, aren't there? But I caught a couple last night that were really interesting. One was a musician on the Santa Monica Pier. She was playing her guitar, singing songs for like an hour. I didn't listen to the whole hour, but really good singer, actually. And another one was actually a coach, similar to me, but more of a life coach in San Diego. So that was kind of interesting. And she had some good things to say. And some of you have been trying to follow when I can, but usually it's during my work day, and I'm not able to kind of break away for that. So thanks for joining. If you want to know more about me, again, mikegelman.com or facebook.com/7 pipelines. The topic for tonight, the one that you came for, vacations, right? What do you do on vacations? I'm curious. How many of you have, need someone to pry, your phone out of your hand? You can't get it out of your hand. That's what I should have opened up with, right? Kind of the phone, glued to my hand, or a laptop. So, it's something that hits a lot of us. Definitely hits a lot of us, and one of the key things, I'll share a story with you guys if you want to know, and I actually wrote an article about it too, because it was, pretty impactful for me. I'm like, no, never again, never again. I kind of broke some of my cardinal rules, and I was taking my son to Red Rock Canyon last spring break, about this time last year, and Red Rock Canyon is a national conservation area just outside of Las Vegas, of all places, right? So we went, to Vegas to go camping and hiking and all that, but we didn't actually go to the strip. We didn't go into the casinos or any of that, right? So you would never know. It's like two totally different worlds. It's incredible, right? If any of you have been to Vegas or seen pictures of it, it's, neon heaven, lots of, noise and tons of people. And then you go to the Red Rock Canyon area, and which actually there draws a lot of people. You've been there, Charles? Awesome. Did you go rock climbing there? A lot of rock climbers go out there, kind of like Joshua Tree in California, big rock climbing spot, but also great for hiking and boulder scrambling. A lot of fun. So I took him there. We were going to Mount Charleston as well, which is a whole different environment. There was actually snow up there. So we go from like really warm weather, all in the same trip. So it was funny. So in any event, so I go on this trip, right, in spring break, and it wasn't the most opportune time, but hey, it was spring break. My son was with me for the week, and we're going to go. And unfortunately, I was in the middle of this huge rollout, this major project at work, and I was the point person for that, kind of orchestrating it all, and I was pretty much by myself. I had one other person who we pulled in to kind of help out a little bit. And needless to say, one of the rules I broke is I brought my phone with me, my work phone with me. And, needless to say, everything went to pot after I left. Not because I left, but just by the nature of the project, things happened. And it was one of the most stressful vacations I've ever had. One of the most stressful vacations, at least the first few days. And it was challenging, yeah. Because, I went into that phase of, okay, let me just I'll check my phone once a day, twice a day, and, just to check. I wasn't expecting to see much. I thought I'd check in with my colleague, and, figured, he'd be able to handle it. And, there are all these things that had been unanticipated that, were going wrong and all that. And needless to say, so it's kind of stressful. So one of the key things, and, so I'm going to cover like 3 keys, all right, 3 keys out of this. And this is ones that I usually use, and I definitely reinforce nowadays. Yeah, if you use it for work email or whatnot. So one of the things is create a transition plan. Create a transition plan, even if it's simple, right? So what I typically would do even is just a 1-page plan. It could even be an email, right? You're just listing out. So one of the things to do in that transition plan, what do you want to include? You want to include, you want to let your clients or customers know you're going to be gone in most cases, right? You're going to be gone that period, or at least the ones that are likely to contact you, the high volume ones, or the ones that will be expecting you to get back to them within the day or within a couple of days, something like that. So create that plan, that communication. That should be in your plan. Who do you need to communicate with among your customers, right? So they're not left in a lurch or left wondering. Because what happens, right, if they're used to you, let it be known. What happens, they're used to you responding within the hour or within the day, and they ping you and no response, and then they ping you the next day, no response, and then they start accelerating it. They start calling, they start texting this, right? It only gets worse, and then you're kind of trying to weed through, all these extra additional calls or emails or texts or whatever it is, or someone's trying to Facebook you while you're out by the pool or somewhere embarrassing, right? I don't access them. Oh, I hit it anyway, and there you are by the pool. Whatever it may be. So communicate with your clients, also with colleagues of yours, or if you have staff that report to you, who's going to cover what? Who's going to, thanks for sharing. Yeah, if you want, I always encourage people to share this with your Periscope followers, your Twitter, Facebook followers. Share this with that and kind of grow the audience here for this. So one of the key things is to notify them and get their permission ahead of time, or get the acknowledgement, at the very least, ahead of time, of who's going to cover you for what. and have that included in your transition plan, right? Have that included so that they know, what to pick up and what are the hot issues. You're going to be letting them know kind of what are the hot issues, what's still alive, what can wait till after you get back. So if you get questions on this type of thing, you can let them know. We'll just let them know. I'll call or email them when I get back, So help them prioritize. Remember, it's your work generally, and so it's upon you to make it easy as easy as possible for those that are left behind to kind of pick up the slack for you or cover for you if needed, right? Whatever it may be. So it's up to you to take that on. And you're doing yourself a big favor because it's going to be one less thing to have to worry about. Welcome, Jason. It's going to be one less thing you're going to have to worry about, right? And so you want to notify them. Now, how you do it is up to you and the nature of your business, right? If you have many emails have that autoresponder, that's a great way to do it, in your autoresponder for your email. Contact Charles for anything related to sick dogs. Contact Raquel for anything related to, aggressive dogs, whatever it may be, right? So you just want to specify. I know we've got a lot of dog trainers on the line tonight, so you just want to specify who to go to for what, and that will help alleviate people's load. Again, for your customers or prospective customers, you don't want to lose one either, right? Particularly if you're in business for yourself, you don't want to lose one, and that's usually a fear of small business owners. And so that's another reason why they just stay tethered constantly. And if you're a one-person shop, then you might have to do, again, that preventative first aid and reach out to them and let them know when you will be available or carve out a specific time. So that's something to be mindful of. So the transition plan is really important. The other thing, so the second strategy is setting healthy boundaries. Setting healthy boundaries. So, you're about to go off, right? You have your transition plan. People know how to reach you, while you're away. But the key thing is to set the boundaries on what types of things can they contact you for, right? What kinds of things can they contact you for, or when can they contact you, or when can they expect you to respond? Like maybe your response time is not going to be as quick as it usually is. So setting those boundaries so that when you are away on vacation, you're able to detach, because there's been tons of research done on when you take your work with you, your laptop or your phone, and you're constantly stimulating yourself, your body, does not, you've got that cortisol in your body, right? So physiologically, you have that cortisol that's just still in there and still getting elevated, and you're not able to really truly relax at that point, right? The whole point of vacation, generally vacation, is to vacate, right? Or leave behind. I don't know what Webster's official definition is, but that's mine, right? Vacate, like leave behind. You're supposed to leave something behind, right? And go to something else. Right? So that's the whole point. So set those boundaries there so that you're not being called, several times a day or emailed several times a day by the people you left in charge, right? Unnecessarily, right? And you may say, you know what, I'm only going to respond in the evening. So you could email me anything, staycation. You could email me anything, you want during the day. Just know that between 7 and 8, in the evenings, that's the only time I'm going to check email. So if you feel like you need to absolutely, if you can't completely disconnect, right? I get it. So if you can't, then set up a predetermined time frame. I don't know if, Jason, you do this at all. You're an entrepreneur. So, just set up that time frame of, okay, this is when I'm going to check email, or we could do a quick check-in call, whatever it may be, but it's only between 6 and 7. That's right, you're in Florida, right? I saw you post some pictures on Facebook of your girls. So great picture. So hope you're having fun there. I'm impressed that you're attending this while on vacation. Hopefully this is relaxing, listening to a Periscope on vacationing while you're vacationing. Gotta love that. Gotta love that. So, awesome, yeah. Yeah, and if you can have someone summarize the emails for you, like just do the weeding out for you, right? Have them do that for you. So if you can proxy someone, sometimes you can do that with your email. Just have an automatic forward or proxy where they're able to read your emails and even respond in your absence is even better. You know, if you have someone behind that you know and trust and whatnot. So setting healthy boundaries is really key, and making sure that whoever you leave your contact info with or leave behind isn't going to abuse that privilege, right? And so one of the things that I actually like to do is I will leave, except for that Red Rock experience, which was horrible, I will leave my work phone at home. Like, it does not make the trip with me, all right? So that way I can't even be tempted. So I'll have my personal phone with me, and I will give my personal number out to maybe one person at the office, maybe two, right? I'll give my personal phone number to them, and know that you set the boundaries and know that they're not going to abuse it, right? They're not going to abuse it. And they're not going to use that number either when you come back from vacation and it's on the weekend and they're calling you on your personal phone on the weekend to try to get a hold of you for stuff, right? So again, but that you can do all up front. Set those boundaries and expectations up front. And so that's something I do, so you don't even bring temptation into the picture, right? You don't even bring temptation. You wish you had a work phone. So you have one phone, Charles, for everything, huh? One phone for everything? Yeah, that makes it more challenging, doesn't it? That makes it more challenging. There's other tricks you can do sometimes, but, that makes it more challenging. So the third thing is to, I don't want to burst anyone's bubble here, but this is the third key. You're really not that important. You have to realize you're really not that important in most cases, right? If you're a one-man show, okay, well, I'll give you a reprieve, right? If you're a solo entrepreneur, okay, yes. But, if you're working in a small, medium, large business, turn off notifications. Great tip. So you don't get triggered. The key thing is to not constantly be triggered. It's okay if you can go the whole day relaxed, and then between 6 and 7 or 7 and 8, you're going to check, and that's time boxed, and then after that it's done. But the constant stimulation is not good. If you're trying to re-energize and recuperate, that it's not going to work physiologically for you or mentally or emotionally, because again, it's just more stuff weighing on your mind. It's distracting you. It's not allowing you to be present. So if you're going on vacation by yourself, to be present to your surroundings. If you are going on vacation with family, to be present with them. How awful would that feel, right? To be in their shoes. Oh, thanks for joining, Jason. Glad you could come in on that. How awful is that? If you're going on vacation and they're finally quality time, right? Quality time with you, and you're just like glued to this darn thing still, right? And it's back to the same stuff, right? They're feeling unimportant. And here you are on vacation of all times where you're supposed to have that nice quality family time, and you're just repeating the whole thing. It's as if you never left, right? So that's not fair to them, not fair to you, right? And so key thing. So thanks for the hearts. So one of the things there is really, I say you're not that important for this reason. If you got sick, and this isn't 100% of cases, okay? Solo entrepreneurs accepted here, but in for the most part, if you got sick and you were out sick for the day, sick as a dog, right? Or if you had a family member that you needed to take care of for a few days, right? Or you had, heaven forbid, a death in the family or whatever, something like, that you would say, yeah, that's pretty important, Mike. And you take yourself offline, right? the business would continue. It would continue without you. Or if you left your job, if you're in corporate America, okay, like I am, or if you, and you left, right? Now they might be hurting for a while. I'm not saying that you don't add value and all that, but they would find a way to recover. And it might take them a while, but eventually they would continue. In 90% of the cases, 99% of the cases, they will continue. They'll find a way to continue without you. So, so that's one of the key things is, you're just not that important. However, the flip side of that is you are important enough to take care of yourself, right? You got to put yourself up there, right? At work, right? You're not that important, but to yourself, you got to put yourself, that you're important enough to yourself to take care of yourself so that when you return back to work, that you can fully be there versus being drained, being sleep deprived, being totally de-energized, being, exhausted, bitter, anxious, stressed, all those things. The whole point of the vacation is to recuperate, so those are my tips. Those are my tips. There's a lot more, right? Like, what are your tips? What do you guys do? What do you guys do? So, I mean, those are some key things. The key thing is to really find a way that you can disconnect, enjoy that time, be present, and then when you go back, to work, you can be fully present, fully engaged, recharged, and quite honestly, to have the ideas. So when you yeah, there's a tip. Avoid vacation. Yeah, there's a tip. And believe me, I've got some workaholics in the family. I won't mention names. I won't mention names. I have some workaholics in the family. Again, you have to find your own style. What's relaxing for you, right? Might not be relaxing for someone else, right? So again, no judgments or anything. Did he? Okay. So no judge. My brother, for those that are on here that aren't familiar, my brother is a dog trainer and does a phenomenal business. And in fact, he set up his business where he can leave it 3 months a year, 4 months a year, and do training of other dog trainers. Kind of whole nother business he's created, quite honestly. But he's set it up so he has someone that can manage the business while he's away for months. I mean, it didn't start out that way, but he's set things up now where it can be that. So, kudos to him for being able to do that. And that's kind of what you want to be able to do. And that's part of your transition plan that I started with, is having that plan for things to kind of continue without you there. And if you're the boss, what better tribute that your people can still keep the customers happy, keep things moving when you're not around. What a better tribute to your leadership. That's awesome. That means more free time for you, or, when you're out on vacation, you're relaxed, like, where do you have the best ideas, right? Oftentimes it's when you're relaxing, when you're in the shower or something, right? Why do people have a lot of great ideas in the shower? Because showers generally are relaxing. They relax you. And when you're relaxed, you're able to get access another part of your brain, right? And ideas start to flow in a different way, right? So that's kind of what vacations often happens, is it can be the best thing for your work and your business by taking that time away, right? So consider that if you need to. So if you're a workaholic, consider that your job is to just relax. And there's going to be some good business ideas that come of that, or maybe some solutions to some challenges you are facing. But that stepping away gives you a different perspective, right? It's the whole seeing the forest between the trees, right? When you're in it, it's hard to see it, but when you step away, it's a lot easier oftentimes to see things from a different angle. So welcome, Asterisk Cafe. So for those of you that recently joined, my name is Mike Gelman. I'm the author of this book, Pipe Dreams, 7 Pipelines of Career Success. You can find it on Amazon. It's available on Amazon. You can also go to mikegelman.com to find out more about me. You can go to facebook.com /7 pipelines. So that's what I've got tonight. Do you guys have any questions or comments? We're kind of keeping this to the point tonight. So, questions, comments? I can take a little bit of time to entertain some. Are we good? We good? So, awesome. Awesome. So I'll be back on tomorrow night, and I'm forgetting what the topic is, but I'm going to be covering, I've been doing a lot of career topics, and I'm going to also shift into doing some team-oriented or workplace dynamics, team dynamic type topics and leadership, because that's also an area of expertise of mine. I've been doing that as an internal consultant and coach for Fortune 500s and nonprofit organizations for quite a while. And, you know, one of the things that I see is that there's definitely an interconnection there, right, between how we manage our careers and what's going on in the environment around us at work, whether it's politics, whether it's the quality of the leaders, whether we are the leaders, right? So we affect the growth and development of our own people as leaders, right? You know, whether are we mentoring them, are we not? You know, are we coaching them, are we not? Are we good role models for them, are we not? You know, all those things. So I'm going to throw in some of those topics as well. There's some suggested by my Periscope followers, so I'll be doing some of those. So tomorrow night I'll be back on. Probably, I got invited, well, maybe I'll try to squeeze it in early if I can. I got invited to an Angels game for tomorrow night, so I'm really excited because I think the seats are going to be some good seats, and it's a good friend of mine, so I'm looking forward to that. So I may actually do an earlier scope. We'll see. We'll see how I can sandwich that in. So it'll either be like really late, or maybe it'll either be like around 5 o'clock, or it'll be around like 9:30 or 10 Pacific time. We'll see. I'll try to make it happen. All right. So thank you all for joining, and we'll see you on another